All right, let's do this. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the Dish Deeper Farmer Cigar Porch Talks. Right on the porch. It is sunny. It is 60, and damn it, I want to be out on the porch. Been waiting to get out here. The weather has not been great. We've got a lot of flooding. There might be some wind artifact with the monitor for. There probably will be, and I'm sorry for that. But I couldn't help it. So what are we smoking? What are we drinking? From Blackbird, we have the Cocoa. This is one of the 20-year anniversary cigars. This one is for year 19, 2023 to 2024. A surprise in the making. Still best friends. Kind of influences today's talk. So yeah. Oh, and before I forget, I got a new outdoor ashtray. I do have to seal it and treat it. But Fairy Dancer and Baby Girl, I 3D printed out some ashtrays that they then painted. The beer tonight, we're going to give this one a try. The Great Divide. Woodworks Barrel Series. Ale aged in a red wine barrel. Sounds interesting enough. Again, I did a whole, I guess, a series, you guys, I can call it, where I really tried to get into the barrel aged. We had a couple of winners. We had a lot of losers, though. A lot of really gross barrel aged beers. And again, I think these manufacturers are doing this barrel aged to kind of be trendy. It's kind of like the new IPA is to do barrel aged your beers. Again, I always ask myself, like, what does this add? You know, did the barrel add something? Did it smooth out some flavors? Did it add some flavors? Did it remove some, filter out some nastiness? Did it put in some nastiness? There's also a lot of Treb. A lot of Treb in the bottom of that one. I'm actually going to leave more than I usually do in the bottom of a beer bottle because there are some floaters. Look at that. Nice ale. Let's give it a try. See if they crack the barrel age mystery. Okay, see, that's not bad. That I actually like. That I think the barrel actually did something good. You can taste the wine tannins, which goes great with that ale. It's smoothed out a little bit of the hoppy harshness, a little bit of the bitterness in the hops. Okay, I will give them credit. That actually is pretty good. Well done. Great divide. I probably could have poured a little more. Oh, this is always stupid. Well, we'll wait. We'll wait. We'll let it settle. Maybe we'll pour the rest in the glass. Just enjoy a Treb-free beer for right now. So anyway, we're going to talk about the two extremes. So, as many of you know, if you've been watching my videos, I have currently one kid in college and one kid in diapers. My oldest is almost 20 years old. My youngest is just over 2 years old. So quite a gap between the two of them. Well, as of this week, officially, Swedish Compass is officially graduated from high school, and she's going to be moving off to college. Very excited for her. She did her last class, was on Thursday. She took her final exams. I know what you're thinking, right? Homeschooled, big deal. She actually took all college courses for her senior year. One, it kind of helps with transferring her to university. And then two, kind of got her ready for that, due dates and whatnot. So we had her do 2 semesters, quite full semesters actually, of college courses for her last year, her last senior year. And she did her final exam for her psych course, or no, English course, excuse me, English. On Thursday, she passed it. She did great. We're very proud of her. But now, we're down another high school, another school student. I mean, officially, there's only 4 enrolled, as baby boy is too young to really be considered a homeschool student. I mean, granted, he's getting homeschooled, he's getting lessons, But we're not buying them a curriculum. So I only count that we only have 4 right now, out of the 6 that we did have, 2 years ago, which is just crazy to say. But yeah, we have 2 adults in our household, 2 kids going off to college, 2 kids who are really looking at becoming their own person, which is neat on one respect, to have 2 kids who are going to be in college, who are adults. But I mean, now I can't fight the fact that yes, I am getting old. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. I can also not fight the fact that we all got a big stomach flu plus hay fever. All that stuff is going around right now, and we caught a lot of it. So sorry for my voice sounding weird. I might have to pause the video here and there to blow my nose, which I don't like doing on camera. It seems very disrespectful, and it's kind of gross, actually. So yeah, we have 2 kids going off to college, 1 freshman, 1 sophomore. They actually both will be going to the same college. Vashman went to more of a trades college to get some welding certificates, welding certifications, welding degrees. He's absolutely loving it, doing great with it. But he, wants to get some more advanced welding certificates, and he's thinking about maybe actually picking up either an associate's or a bachelor's, just because he kind of sees the way of the world. Although he's in the trades program, God only knows when it's going to be when they require even trades to have some sort of college degree. So he decided to just keep going, and I support that. There's nothing wrong with getting more education, and it kind of also gives him a little extra time to really figure out what he wants to do in life, which I support. I mean, if you don't know for sure, take some time. But actually, as I tell him many times, make sure you are actually going towards that final decision. You're not just putting it off, kicking the can down the road, that you're actually trying to make that good decision of what to do next. And it's just weird talking to all these kids. Now we have the next 2. We're getting kind of that pre-college prep. We're starting them to do some career exams, some personality tests, to really kind of gauge how we're going to shape their high school career so that they're prepared for college. All the while, again, we have a kid who is in diapers still. Which is weird. I mean, we're going to be teaching potty training here soon. We're going to be doing counting and alphabets probably the next year or so. Start really drilling down on his alphabet, his counting, because homeschooling mama is an English major. Of course, reading will soon follow. And yeah, that's just really weird to be switching between really advanced educational theory for kind of that terminal education to having to pivot to this like fundamental beginning level, entry level education. So it's something we've had to be navigating and kind of looking at, and it's just really weird. Again, I'm very glad that we have baby boy. He's definitely surprised. He shook everything up. He changed our lives drastically. I was ready to move on to the next chapter of my life where it's more, getting kids out of the house and getting them prepared for life. And then he pulled me back into, no, you need to instead be, protecting life, making sure he's fed, making sure he's healthy, and, instead of just preparing them for life, I'm keeping them alive, I guess is the best way to put it. Which is a real weird place to be in again. I didn't think I would be back here, but here we are. It's a very yin-yang feeling right now of, really hopeful that we have kids going off, going to make lives of their own, have their own children here soon. While at the same time, I'm staring at a kid who, is just beginning life, beginning his trek down childhood. I know that probably is going to lead to a very drastic difference in how we parent. Baby boy versus Vash man, which just happens. That's just kind of a natural state. Every child is raised differently in a family, just because the parents have more experience, more knowledge, different status of life. I mean, we've had more money. We have more money now than we've ever had in our lives, and that definitely affects our parenting abilities. It affects our abilities to raise children. I mean, we've been through a lot. I actually at work there is a family group, for parents to kind of talk and share and kind of grow with one another. And I was invited to join, and I was happy to. But it's kind of interesting. We're talking to someone who's just potty trained their first child when we've already potty trained six. So, needless to say, we've tried a lot. We've done a lot of that. We've experienced a lot of that. It was really interesting. One of the women was asking me about daycare and how to handle daycare. And I did have to break it to her that I have never dealt with that. I've never dealt with daycare. Very quickly after homeschooling mama got pregnant with Vashman, I kind of made a determination that she was not going to be a working mom. We were not going to be a two-income household. I wanted her to stay at home and be a stay-at-home mother. It was a decision I made, and I stand by it. I still believe it was one of the best decisions I ever made. It sucked. It took a lot of effort and a lot of work, a lot of sacrifice. I had to work a lot of extra hours to make it happen. But I was able to, and I'm glad I was able to, and I'm glad I was able to make that happen. Because I think it in the long run it was better for our children. But again, not something everyone can do. I understand that. We were blessed and lucky enough and willing to make some major sacrifices. Well, now we don't have to make as many sacrifices for homeschooling mama to stay at home. One, I'm making more, so it does give us more freedom. Two, there is some remote work that homeschooling mama does do. We've been honest about that, where she does different remote jobs that she can do in her spare time. We also have children, older children, who can help take care of the younger children. So there's no need for that daycare setting because the kids can help each other out and take care of themselves, honestly. So yeah, different worlds these two different children grew up in. Neither of them, I think, were better off or worse than the others. We definitely had with Vashman and Swedish Compass. They grew up around a lot of family, a lot of extended family, grandmas and grandpas, aunts and uncles. So they had that connection, where the younger ones didn't necessarily have that connection. They grew up around a lot of friends. Where baby boy here is going to grow up in an area which we have a strong connection to the church. So we have a lot of religious friends, which, where we lived before, we had a lot of good friends, but they weren't Catholic. Many were non-denominational. Still great friends, great opportunities, great things that we were able to provide for our kids, and great experiences. But it's just a different world that they all grew up in, and they're all going to be a little bit different because of it. So what does that all mean? I'm not sure yet. I'll let you know in another 10, 20 years once they're all moved out and I can see who's doing what and who turned out better, who turned out worse. Maybe we made all the wrong calls. Maybe we made all the right calls. That's the beauty of being a parent and getting old. You never know, but you're always going to be judged for it. So anyway, folks, I'm going to sit here and contemplate how I have two chasing diplomas while one's chasing, they're still in diapers, right? One's potty training while two are dealing with college life. And then a smackling of 4 in the middle. I can definitely say I did not see this one coming. But anyway, folks, I'm loving life. I'm enjoying this adventure. Really good cigar and very surprising beer. Good job, guys. Great divide. I might find more beer from you because that is tasty. Anyway, folks, stay safe out there. Be ready for what the world has to throw at you. We'll see you at the next one.